Hi, my name is Tony Neumeyer, and I'm the author of the book, The 7-Minute Millionaire, How to Think Yourself Rich, and the founder of the Millionaire Academy. Now, it was 1941, October 29th, when Winston Churchill gave a very famous speech to his alma mater, Harrow School. And in it, it is said that he got up on stage and he repeated the word never just an inordinate number of times, saying, never, 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 ever, never, never quit. And I think he actually went on longer than that, as the story goes, and apparently walked off the stage not saying anything else. Well, that story isn't exactly true. He did say something similar, however, in that speech, and his speech was actually quite a bit longer. So let me read to you the quote that, in fact, it is. Never give in, never give in, never, 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 never in nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force, never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. Let me ask you a question. Are there things in your life right now that you think you should quit, that you should stop doing? Are there any bad habits that you've got? So maybe there is a time to quit. Maybe there is a time, let's say change though, instead of quit. He says, actually, except to convictions of honor and good sense. Maybe you're in a job that's taking you nowhere and you need to make a change. Or maybe you're at a glass ceiling and you need to make a change. Maybe you need to start a second business. Maybe you need to start something from home or quit and start your own business completely. What about the relationship you're in? Maybe that isn't going right, and maybe that's something you need to make a change in. Maybe your fitness isn't as good as it can be. You're a few pounds overweight. You need to make some change there. So what's holding you back from making these changes? I don't say quit because I'm a big proponent of forging ahead. That said, I think there are times to move on. When I was in my banking career, just after I got out of school, it was one of those things that I decided it was time to quit, and it was time to move on and do something different. I didn't feel that banking was really what I wanted to be. I wanted to be more entrepreneurial than that. And so it was time to make a change, and I did. I made a change from that job. So there are times that you quit, but that doesn't mean that we're not still moving forward. And I don't suggest anybody quit a job until they have another. But if you are in the process of making changes in your life, then there are some things that, in fact, you may want to quit from or change. He also said, never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. Now, in your case, who is your enemy? Is your enemy procrastination? Do you put things off? Do you delay? Do you say, I'll do it tomorrow, and you actually don't? But you don't get around to it. So, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then, of course, tomorrow never comes. So procrastination can be a real killer if you're trying to get ahead in life. So that certainly can be an enemy that you want to quit from or make a change from. What about time and money? Well, time is an interesting one because we all have a finite amount of time and we all have the same amount of time in a given day. Yet some people get so much more done in a given day than other people. Now, some of it is that some people just are better at time management. And I suggest that you become very good at time managing your time efficiently and effectively. Don't let emails get in the way. Don't let social media get in the way. Doesn't mean you shouldn't use them to your advantage. Just don't let them get in your way and slow you down from being the most productive you that you can be. Get up earlier in the day. I started getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning when I needed to build my multi-million-dollar business and double my real estate income at the same time. I did this because I knew that in order to build my business, I would need an extra hour or more in the day to be able to do so. And I did. And what about money? I know money can be a limiting factor for a lot of people. And it's easy for me to say, you'll think that, oh yeah, you've got money, what difference does it make? I mean, that's what a lot of people think. However, I started from humble beginnings. I was down and out. My I was crushed during my bankruptcy. I had no money. I could barely feed myself. And yet, after a few years of really trying to emotionally deal with this crushing event that took place in my life due to a crash in the real estate market, I was able to come out of it, and I came out of it with a vengeance and went on to earn a great deal of money and help other people earn great deals of money as well. So although money is a limiting factor, understand that there are things that you can do today, starting right now, that you can start to increase your income without any investment, or at least a very small investment from your bank account. And time and money can go together in those two things. So you can utilize that extra time. If you make extra time during your day, a little bit of capital can actually gain you a great advantage and help you start to get ahead in many, many ways. What about complacency? Is it that you're just complacent? And this sort of goes with procrastination a little bit. If you're just complacent and you're okay with the way things are, I would also say that it goes a little bit with contentment. Because if you're very content with where you are today, then you'll probably not be very inspired to go out and move ahead in life. So my suggestion is to be sure that if you find yourself being complacent, you find yourself content, then either be okay with it or start to make a change. Start to make a decision on moving ahead. Now, I've talked a little bit about quitting. You might think that I'm advocating quitting. I'm not advocating quitting. I am advocating making change. But before you quit what you're currently doing, I wanted to tell you a story that you may or may not heard about, and that's a true story from years gone by from Africa, where there was a farmer that owned a large farm, and it was productive, but it wasn't the most productive farm in the area. And he'd heard all of these stories about people discovering diamond mines all around the country, and so he was quite excited by this, and he thought about it, and he said, okay, I'm selling my farm. He sold his farm, went off to search for diamond mines, and actually never found one, and died dead broke. Sad story, absolutely. Now, the farmer who bought his farm was one day walking along, and after doing his farming duties for the day, and was strolling on the stream and saw a nice little rock in the stream, pulled it out, and didn't know pay much attention to what it was. It looked pretty cool. And he put it on his mantelpiece in his home. And a few weeks go by, and a fellow drops by and picks up the stone and examines it and says to his friend, do you know what this is? He says, oh, I don't know. It's a rock I found in the stream, and there are plenty of them there. And he said, well, this may in fact be the largest diamond ever discovered in the world. And it turned out that this farm that this farmer had sold actually came and became one of the largest producing diamond mines in history. Now, I only tell you this story because I think you want to be sure that you're not thinking that the grass is always greener on the other side. Be sure that you decide to make a plan. Understand what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. So look and examine at where you are today and where it is you want to go. Make a commitment to yourself and set a deadline. What is the date in which you want to start? Now, you may require some skills in order to take on this new venture that you're doing. That may take you 3 to 6 months to gather the skills you require to take on this new venture. And if that's the case, then put that in your plan so that you're still maintaining your current status and your current position while you are developing the plan and the action steps as you move forward and developing the skills you need to develop before you're going to get to where you want to go. Now, think about this. If you don't do this, if you don't make changes in your life, if you stay where you are and you don't quit some of those things in your life, or, as I say, make a change, then where are you going to be in 3 years? Where are you today that is different than you were 3 years ago? Hopefully you're moving ahead. And I know that you're probably working your butt off, scrambling to try and figure out ways to get ahead, as many, many people are. And I know that the economy is tough for very many people. That said, there are many opportunities in the world today. It's one of the most amazing times, I think, in history for opportunities, and opportunities that can be started with little money, mainly sweat equity, spending the time to do it. So I don't know what road you want to go down and what it will take. But let me tell you this, that it will be your road. It will be an adventure that you want to grab hold of. Be excited by the journey, because I'll tell you, that journey can be fun, it can be exciting, it can be fruitful, and believe me, when you really start to take charge of your life and make a decision to do so, things will change. As you start to program yourself for success, things will change. People will start to come into your life, and opportunities will open in your life that you've never felt before. And as you start to do this, as you find that this exciting, new excitement in your life, you'll find that all of a sudden, new breath of fresh air that gives you more strength and more determination to move forward. So I strongly encourage you, make the changes you need to make, set a plan, and absolutely you can live rich.